Rachel, welcome back to my channel. Finally, another episode of Bento Talk! Woo! It's been a while since I did a video for Bento Talk. Well, the obvious reason for that is the fact that I'm now back in Australia and bentos are just not as easy to get anymore. You know, I can't just go downstairs, grab a bento and just start talking. I actually have to go scout out places that do bentos and camera-worthy bentos. You know, some places their food is just terrible. Yes, today, however, ta-dam, 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 bento 買ってきました。タランタランタランタランタランタランタランタラン。こんな感じです。一番好きなレストランの弁当です。武蔵8ドル30セントやったっけ。まあまあ値段。量も多いし。So excited, guys! Today I got the sweet and sour chicken. 好きやわこれ。美味しいわ絶対。Oh wait, for today's topic, I'm going to talk about my experience as an Asian female in Japan. いただきます。Before I get deeper into the topic, let me just show you my bento. What? うわー、美味しそう。まあシンプルで、ご飯、鶏、サラダ。Potato salad! Their potato salad are like the best thing ever. I love them. I saw! Hi! お箸いただきます。じゃらん。Oh, it won't open. Okay. 食べます。まずちょっと食べますね。I'll have a little bit first. 野菜からタイプのタイプ。おいしい。I guess for me, I feel like it was easier for me to make friends when I was in Japan just because like I had an Asian face. I think at first sight they wouldn't think I was a foreigner and then they start talking to me and then they realize I'm a foreigner. They'll be like, oh wow, but they already started talking to me. Sometimes when I go to the shops they try speaking to me in like Keigo and stuff. I'm like, no, it's okay, just speak in normal Japanese, otherwise I won't understand you. And then they're like, oh, you're not Japanese? I'm like, no, I'm not Japanese. And then they'll say, where are you from? And my reply would really depend on my mood. Like if I felt like talking about it, I would say Australia, because if I say Australia, they'll be like, you're from Australia, but you don't look like the typical Australian. And then it'll go into another conversation of me being born in Singapore, moved to Australia. So it's like a really long conversation, you know. But if I just want to cut them off, like stop asking me questions, I just say I'm from Singapore. Singapore, Asian face, pretty normal. So that's how I tend to answer my questions, you know, depending on if I want to, you know, talk about it some more, if I just want to stop them from asking me questions, because you get that all the time and you just get a bit tired having to repeat your story over and over again. And right, the one thing that actually happens quite often when I'm with my Caucasian friends is that when we go to a restaurant or something and both of us can speak Japanese fine, when the waiter comes to serve us, he'll usually come to me and start speaking to me over speaking to everybody because they think that they can't speak Japanese, and my Caucasian friends speak Japanese just as well as I do. So sometimes I find that a little bit, I don't know, uncool. I guess that happens, but I feel like we should be spoken to as a whole and not just assume that the Asian looking person is the Japanese speaking person, you know? And some of my Caucasian friends are even better than me in Japanese. I'm not sure if you guys heard about the Gaijin card. It's where foreigners, they make excuses to get away with things just because of the fact that they are foreigners, you know. It was much harder for me to use the Gaijin card because I didn't have that typical golden hair, blue eyes Gaijin look. When I pretend I don't know or something, and people just assume I'm like a stupid Japanese or something like that. An uneducated Japanese or something like that. And actually one of my friends told me that when he first met me, that he thought I was just like a Japanese, but a very stupid one that can't speak Japanese well, because I looked like a Japanese, my face looked Japanese, and he just thought I was Japanese who couldn't speak Japanese. Alright, so Japanese people mistake me as being Japanese, but actually tourists also mistake me as being Japanese. I remember working, when I was working at my izakaya, I was downstairs giving out pamphlets to customers like, come and have some Okinawa food or something like that. And then two Caucasian, I'm guessing tourists, came and asked me for directions in English. And being an English speaker, I just replied to her in English. And then they said to me, your English is really good. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Bye. I actually just find that so funny. English is my first language. It's not perfect, but I don't have people praising me on my English. So I like to have someone praise me on my English just randomly on the street. It was just so funny, and I just thought that maybe they thought I was Japanese and could not speak English, and hence the compliment. So not only Japanese people mistake me as Japanese, tourists, foreign people, Caucasian people also mistake me for Japanese. And it just really got me thinking, like, is it that strange to have an Asian person be an Australian? Like, it's so common these days in Australia. It's such a multicultural country. Like, I wouldn't find it like surprising when an Asian, like a non-Caucasian person tell me that they're from Australia. Like, I wouldn't question it. But when I'm in Japan, it just seems like it's such a big deal. Like, what? You're Asian but you're from Australia? Like, what? But I guess I'm lucky too, because like I am actually from Australia, so, and when I say I'm from Australia, people get really excited because they think Australia is cool, they think English is cool. Like, no offense to my fellow Singaporeans, I was born in Singapore. If I did say I was from Singapore, they don't have as an excited reaction as if I were to say I was from Australia. So unfortunately, that is the cruel reality. I think overall, me having like this Asian looking face, I'm Asian, but it's definitely made my stay in Japan easier, because I was able to make friends without having them be wary of me. And I guess I'm lucky too to have like a friendly looking face and always smiling a lot. Is there anything in my teeth? But sometimes you do get a bit annoyed when you have to tell your story over and over again, because people just don't understand your background, and some people mistake you as being Japanese and for doing things the Japanese way, and you're just like, I'm not even Japanese, so you know. I don't get looks. Like, people talk about, Caucasian people talk about getting looks in the trains because they look different and stuff like that. Well, I don't have that problem. I just blend in, which is good sometimes when you're just not wanting attention. But I guess some people like the superstar treatment that they get because they look different, and if you're into those kind of things, you know, that's great. But if you're really trying to, in my opinion, live in a country, you don't really want to keep surviving on that. I was just looking at the clock because I have to go to work soon. my last piece of chicken.ごちそうさまでした。お腹いっぱい。And that's it for today's bento time. So sad. Just kidding. But let me know in the comment section if you guys had any similar experiences. Did anything funny happen to you when you were in Japan? But yes, until the next video. Bye.